First pass of the Cirque of the Towers route done. I'm on top. Here's the view. Alright, I'm officially in the winds. There's the top of Texas Pass. Thank goodness. The lightning just hit so hard. The thunder's been gnarly. God, the last thing I wanted was snow. But this is the last pass for the day. I'm gonna get the hell down this. Set up the tent and probably get dried off and warmed up. I'm not wearing my poncho. Probably gonna put it on right up here. But yeah, this is the CDT, baby. This is what we go through. We don't back down. We go right into it. Let's get some. Well, this is officially one of the worst storms I've ever had above tree line and on the trail in general. Everything's flooding. All these streams are starting to overflow and flood. The lightning is horrible. I just heard some of the loudest thunder I've ever heard in my life. Yeah, I'm racing. People, this is hell. Oh, this hurts really bad. Oh, fuck. It started raining at about 8:30 this morning. It hasn't stopped. Here I am. I'm at least in an awesome spot. I'm above tree line, which sucks, but it looked like the trail was just going to keep going up. So I saw this here boulder cave, and it's pretty sheltered. It has a nice view of a lake. So that's cool. But my hands were starting to get cold and wet. I bought new gloves. I gotta throw those on. Yeah, check this out. Drying out the tent as best I can under here. If I just had my rain jacket. Like, the thing about the poncho and the umbrella is that my arms get wet. You know, like, my arms are pretty damn wet right now from the umbrella. When the wind kicks up, it gets all over me. Like, I mean, you can tell by looking at my phone. The umbrella is not that effective. Like, fanny pack is all wet. How quick I lost dexterity the other day was pretty mind-opening. Just because my arms got so cold and wet. And get warmed up, get dried off. Try and figure out what the hell I'm doing with my life today. What choice do I have? I gotta get dry, I gotta get warm. So I'm gonna stop talking to my camera and I'm gonna get that going. See it. There's a nice crack right across the lens piece there. In my situation, it kind of means diddly squat to me. I want to have a good video, but the video is not that important to me anymore, to be honest. Getting this done is way more important to me. So it's just down to the point where I don't really do anything right now that doesn't contribute to me making miles every day. I'm always happy I can make it through these things. That I'm tough and I have the drive to do it. And I'm also happy I'm smart enough to know when I should stop. Like, I don't know, it's a weird trip. This whole through hiking thing, it's a weird trip. It really kind of changes your brain around and puts like being a human in a new perspective. You know, it feels more human than living in civilization. Made it down to the Green River, and this is my riverfront home for the night. Oh yeah, getting water from the river. Would you look at this view? Unbeatable. believe that wind? None of it's hitting me. The mountains in Wyoming do this from time to time. It's windy just right over the ridge there. But it's just shooting across the hillside, I guess. Doing some hurdles. You know how it is. I've seen one person today, and they were a thru hiker. Southbounder, of course. I haven't seen a northbounder in I don't know how long. I'm all alone out here. That's okay. Saw the first grizzly track of the trip yesterday. So I'm officially going through grizzly country for the rest of the trip. Yeah, that's something that you don't really want to hear. He's moving. Yeah, it's moving away now. Headed to Brooks Lake Lodge right now. I had a really rough day yesterday. I'm gonna take it easy today. I'm gonna go get my mail drop. There's a campground right nearby. So I'll get the mail drop arranged, go over to the campground, and I'm just gonna lay around. Try and regain some energy. Here's the view. And there's the highway down there. It is beautiful. Got about 73 miles to Yellowstone. There's a wolf howling right now. Can you believe that? That's the first wolf of the trip. I'm 20 miles outside of Yellowstone. I had a bobcat in a tree the other night. Now wolves tonight. I love that sound. That is so cool. There's so many grizzly tracks. Several bears have walked this trail recently. Like, that's a big grizzly bear right there. Pretty much officially in the Yellowstone ecosystem. Just, it was so beautiful this morning. That northern fog came in, and I just had a view of this giant meadow, and the wolves were howling And it was just one of the most beautiful things I've ever experienced in my life. I can honestly say that this is one of the most beautiful, wonderful, pristine places I've ever been. I know it sounds odd, but my whole life I felt like I relate more to wild animals than I do humans. Which, that is odd. But that's just the way I've always felt. I don't know why, but I feel so comfortable here. I feel at home. Like, it doesn't scare me. You know, I'm cautious, of course, but I'm not scared. Up, dude. I'm in Yellowstone. This is great. I want to talk about finding peace in suffering, not rejecting it, embracing it. It's a big part of life, and I think that's where success comes from. You know, if you reject your suffering, your pain, your anguish, and your problems your whole life, you're just gonna get weaker. You're gonna find ways to avoid those things, ways to justify your actions.
It's like an elephant in the room that you've thrown a sheet over and you just fucking forget about. Pain's a good thing. Suffering's a good thing. They're fundamental realities of life, and you cannot avoid them. If you try and avoid them, they're going to come back tenfold. And you're going to end up in a cage. You're going to end up in your house, scared to go out every day, scared to face the world, scared to get a new job, scared of that job interview, scared of that challenge. But we're humans. We love being challenged. Life is nothing without challenge. So why reject it? Why reject everything that comes with it? There's no reason. And I've been working through this a lot on this trip. I've been a wimp some of these days. Yesterday I was a total wimp. I got so mad about a river crossing because I couldn't find a dry way through it. I wanted dry feet. Well, guess what? I didn't get dry feet. I slipped off a rock and dipped my foot right into it. You know, I really wanted to do it because it was water that's infected with this algae bloom. But I got so upset about it. I got so mad, threw my trekking poles and my backpack down. You know, and I just yelled. Luckily I'm out here alone, but I just yelled. I got so mad, and then a storm rolled through and I set up my tent. I sat and thought about how ridiculous it was that I just got so angry about something so trivial. It's a cold river crossing and my feet have been wet for so many days on this trip. I shouldn't give a shit. You know, because that's all part of it. That's part of life. I can't keep avoiding it. It makes me weaker. It makes me lazy. It makes me go to drugs and alcohol and cigarettes, which make my life more unhealthy. What is the outcome of just sitting there hoping for an easier life? The outcome is you get pissed off every time it's not easy. And you don't learn how to handle it when it's not easy. That's not right. It's a tough thing to work through. I'm trying to work through it the best I can. And I'm trying not to be a little wimp about all the things that this trip is throwing at me. Because it's what I signed up for. I signed up for an entire spring, summer, and fall in the wilderness, walking every day, all day. That's it. And for the most part, I've successfully gotten my ass up, packed up my shit, and gotten on the trail every fucking day of this trip. And I have faced so much adversity, and I've overcome it every time because I face it head on. I don't avoid it. You know, I've had bad knees my whole life, and I'm out here doing this. You know how bad my knees hurt this morning? Can't even put it into words. But you know what? I woke my ass up, packed up, and started walking with the pain. You know? Because it's always been that way. But you know what? Look where I am. I'm 1,907 miles into a walk through the wilderness. So when you're in pain, when you're suffering, when life just is a shithole, just a cesspool of mass proportions, look within. Look for that guide. You might be surprised what you find. That's what I'm working on right now. And we'll see where it takes me. But, as always, much love and peace to everyone.